guys, welcome back to the Real Southern Garden. Today it's all about fertilizing roses, and let me tell you, it's really important if you live in the South. Roses are heavy feeders. We all know that. It takes a lot of fertilizing to get them to look the way you want them to. But if you live in the South and you deal with blackspot and humidity and all the fungus, all the bugs, all the things, well, keeping your roses healthy and fertilized is even more important, because if you have a healthy rose, because it's getting fertilized the way it should, it's going to have a better chance, of course, at warding off blackspot and disease and insect pressure and all of the other things. So that first time that you fertilize in the season is really important, and I'm going to show you how I do that, and also going to talk about a new product that I might try this year. It's a new fertilizer for me anyway, not new to the market, and I'm thinking about adding that on because I've heard great things about it. So let's get to it and let me show you how I do it. All right, guys, so let's talk about fertilizing roses. I actually fertilized all of these in the entire rose garden back here yesterday while the baby was sleeping. So I already got it done, but I'm going to go over and tell you exactly how I did it. And then we are going to go fertilize one of my old heirloom roses. And I mean heirloom as in it's been here for 40 years. She was here when I bought the house. We're going to go fertilize her, and we'll do all the steps over there. But what I do is I use RoseTone, and I'm sure that many of you have heard of RoseTone before, but I'm going to tell you the cheapest place to get it. So I have 42 roses, and I'm always adding, and it takes me a lot of RoseTone. So I do two 18-pound bags, and the cheapest place to buy two 18-pound bags is on Amazon. It's like $47, the price is like $47.53 or something like that. And right now at Walmart, it's $26.99 for one 18-pound bag. It is not less money at Home Depot or Lowe's. I have checked everywhere, so Amazon is the best price. I buy those two 18-pound bags, and I usually have like one bag left over, and I just store it somewhere. It keeps for a really long time, as long as you're keeping it out of the rain and all of that stuff. I mean, it probably keep for like 2-3 years. So just make sure you store it like in a garage or somewhere that's dry and out of all the elements. That said, keep it away from your dogs or any animals, because they will eat holes in that bag, and they love the way it smells because it's stinky and you don't want them to eat it. When my dog was a puppy, she did get into it and she ate it from around some of the roses, and she got really sick, and she was a puppy obviously, but I had to take her outside like every hour. On the hour, you can imagine what was going on. So it is organic, as I said, but it's not something that you want your dogs to eat a lot of. So make sure that when you fertilize them, you're going to scratch it down and cover it back up with mulch, so they'll just leave it alone. If you really are concerned about dogs and your fertilizer, you could just use a fish fertilizer, like a fish emulsion, and not even use the RoseTone, which is what I had to do 2 years ago when my dog was a puppy, because I couldn't watch her every single second and she was getting into stuff. So that's something that a lot of people don't know about RoseTone. But yes, best price is Amazon. So what I do is I've already pruned all of these roses, and pruning and fertilizing are not my favorite things, but they're really important for a rose garden, of course. And they're worth it. They're worth it for the blooms. But I scratch back the old mulch, and I will remove that. This is after I've already pruned the rose. And then I will go back with 1 cup. I use 1 cup of RoseTone per rose bush that's in ground. And I will put that down, scratch it in with my glove, and then I will go back with some black cow over top. And so black cow, you guys know what black cow looks like. It's just this. You can find it at all the big box stores. And I use this in the fall, and I use it in the springtime. And I just put a layer of that down, and then I will push the mulch back up, and that's it. And that's what I do. And then I will use 1 cup. I know the package says 1 cup and 1/4, but I just use 1 cup every month on the roses throughout the growing season. And then about mid-September, I will stop using RoseTone, and I will go to use fish emulsion to fertilize them, and I'll do it like every 2 weeks. And the reason why I do that is because we're getting closer to our frost date, and you don't want your roses to put on a significant amount of growth right before they go dormant. Now here in the deep South, it takes a long time usually for us to get a hard frost. We didn't even get our first frost this year until mid-November, right around my birthday, like November 15th. Sometimes it's Thanksgiving. And so these roses still need some nutrients. So if I do something like a fish fertilizer every 2 weeks, it's not like they're gonna put on a lot of growth and get frozen or anything like that, but they're gonna have enough nutrients to still have beautiful blooms throughout the fall. Now the other thing that I will do is I will also put down that fresh layer of black cow. I'll do that around mid-September as well, and that just gives them a little bit of extra nutrients too through the fall. So there is a product on the market called Max C. I have not tried it yet. It's not new, it's been on the market for a while. A friend of mine out here uses it and swears by it, so I'm thinking about trying that this year. But if I do try it, I won't use the RoseTone when I do. I would just use the Max C every 3 weeks. So it is a little pricey, so I'm still kicking around the idea and deciding if I'm gonna try it this year. If I do, I will of course let you know. But let's head over to the front yard where that old rose is, and let's go give it some black cow and some RoseTone. And by the way, if you like these gloves, let me back up. They are the best. These are my rose gloves. I'll link them in the description. I love this pink color because of course they're cute, but they're also really easy to find in the grass if you throw them down somewhere, and they just are easy to find. So I love it, but they're a great product. They're real leather in the palms. This particular color is not leather up here on the forearms, but they do have some that are if you want full leather all the way up. But these are my savior when I'm working with thorns or around poison ivy or anything else. And honestly, I just wear gloves like this all the time because I like them. All right, let's head out to the front. And I had some audio issues, so I'm just gonna do a voiceover here so that you guys can have good, clean audio. But this is my really old heirloom rose. It is about 40 years old. It was here when we bought the property. And I don't really prune her too much because I'm kind of afraid to because she's so old. So I kind of let her just be wild. I had already put some of the black cow down on this rose and had forgotten, but I'm gonna go ahead and add the RoseTone because I had not done that. So a cup of the RoseTone around the drip line. I already moved back the old mulch, and then I'm just gonna scratch it in. And then of course, I'm gonna go back with a little bit of the black cow. And like I said, I had already added some, but just a little bit of the black cow on the drip line. And it just helps rejuvenate the soil and just keep it awesome. And that is it. And then this rose is going to be good to go. And she probably hadn't been fertilized for many years. And once I started fertilizing her, I mean, she has really taken off again. And then it's always great if you water it in. It's gonna be raining here tomorrow, so I'm just gonna do all of this and let the rain take care of it tomorrow. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope that you liked today's video, and if you did, if you'll subscribe to our channel, we would love it. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you garden and what's going on in your world. Give us a thumbs up if you would like to. We would love that. And we'll see you back here in the next video at the Real Southern Garden. Bye guys.